Okay, so today we're out here at a shooting scene, and as you're aware of it, we have the Pinellas County Daily Use Task Force. This is put into place that when another agency is involved in a shooting, then an agency from the outside will investigate it. This is Pinellas County Sheriff's Office deputy that was involved in the shooting, so therefore St. Pete Police Department will take the lead. So around 6:04 p.m. today, the deputy was responding to an armed person call. He was responding to an armed person call at 14041 95th Avenue North. As the deputy's coming to the scene, he's hearing several things over the radio. So I'm gonna give you a synopsis about what happened. So the suspect and victim have been in a relationship for about the past year. Today they got involved in an argument. During the argument, at some point, the suspect picks up a knife and she starts stabbing the victim. He then proceeds to leave the home and goes into a neighbor home. They can hear him outside yelling for help. They let him into the house. As he's into the home, they can see the suspect now coming toward their house. As she gets to the front door, she then takes a knife and then tries to pry that door open. Then the people didn't call it in saying now she's trying to break into the home. When the deputy arrives on the scene, he can see her at the door with the knife trying to gain entry into the home. The deputy then gives her instruction, and that deputy name is Deputy Christopher Ryan, common spelling last name Ryan. He's been on the force for about 3 years. He then gives her instructions to drop the knife. She then starts proceeding toward the deputy with the knife raised, continues to go toward him. At some point, the deputy then fires several rounds at the suspect. She's now at the hospital in critical condition, along with the victim in critical condition. Again, this is all preliminary at this point. Any questions?
Where was she shot?
She was shot several times. Right now, she's in the emergency room, so I cannot tell you exactly where she was shot.
Can you confirm ages?
I cannot. We'll get that to you later on.
Is this couple known to law enforcement? Have there been previous calls to this address?
There have not been any previous calls to this address, and they've been in a relationship for about a year. And again, today they were just having an argument, and that argument led to her stabbing the victim several times.
Chief, can you again explain when the deputy arrived on scene, kind of confirming a little bit that the woman was trying to make entry into that neighbor's home, and then what again happened after he arrived on scene to before he was firing the shots?
Sure. So as the deputy's arriving on scene, he hears over the radio that the suspect is trying to gain access into this home. When the deputy arrives on the scene, he exits his vehicle. He starts to walk toward the house. She then turns around and starts walking toward him with the knife raised. He's given her several instructions to drop the knife, get down, get down. She continues toward the deputy. Then he fires several rounds at her.
And at that point, where was that male victim?
The male victim was still inside the neighbor's home.
Inside the neighbor's home.
What neighbor? Can you tell us that address?
The address for the neighbor, I'm not going to give it to you at this time. We'll give it to you later on.
Okay, and do you know how many times the victim was stabbed?
We don't. Right now, the victim is being worked on. And then again, the suspect, she's in surgery right now.
The suspect is in surgery.
Do you know how many shots that deputy fired?
Again, we don't know that right now because we got to recover the shells from the casing from the scene. And then we also have to go through the deputy's inventory count to see how many rounds he has left.
Was the officer wearing a body cam? Was it active? Is any of that video helpful in the investigation?
We'll look at that later on tonight. I can tell you the body camera was activated and also his in-car camera was activated. So it all should be captured on the video.
Chief, is the deputy placed on a paid leave right now during the investigation?
I'm sorry, Chief Haley from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office can tell you more about that. Chief Haley?
Yes, to answer your question, yes. Standard protocol. He'll be put on administrative leave until this is sorted out by the St. Pete Police.
Thank you. I'm sure I know the answer, but any idea as to what their fight was about?
We don't know, again, because we need to talk to the victim. Again, all we were aware of at this time when he was talking to us before they started working on him was just they had an argument, and during the argument, she grabbed a knife and she started stabbing him.
Did they both live in the home together?
They both did live in the home together. They've been together for about a year at this address.
Chief, any opportunities for less lethal action?
Again, we have to we have to do more investigation on this. As you say right now, the deputy is getting a call that someone's breaking into a home. The person's coming at him with a knife. He's got a split second to make a decision on what he's going to do. And again, someone's coming at him with a knife. Again, we'll look at more evidence and we'll make our decision from that point.
Can you speak at all about how you feel when you hear that there's a deputy involved shooting?
As always, when you get that page and you hear an officer involved shooting, you're worried about the officer. You're worried about everything that's there. The deputy is fine, so your stomach is very tight until you get here and make sure everything is fine.
Were they the only ones that lived in that home?
They are the only two people that lived in that home. But again, like I said, after she stabbed him, he went to the neighbors and they could hear him asking for help. And the neighbors helped him. They got him into the house. They locked the door so she couldn't gain entry. But she was still trying to get to him in that home.
Do you know approximately what type of distance there was between the woman and that deputy? Obviously, you go through imminent fear of danger or harm. Was it 20 yards away? Was it 2 feet away? How close was she actually to getting to that deputy?
Again, like I told you, it's very preliminary. We're going to look at the body cam footage. We're going to look at the in-car cam footage, and then we'll do some measurements. So I'm not going to give you a number that I don't know. The deputy was in fear of his life, so he discharged his weapon.
And just to confirm, she never actually made entry into the neighbor's home.
Preliminary, no, but what I'm being told is she possibly did, and then maybe the neighbors had to fight her off. So again, we're still trying to interview the neighbors. I want to say from what I've been told that she possibly gained entry into the home, but I'm not sure yet.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I can clarify on their ages. The victim's 70 years old, and the suspect, the girlfriend, is 44.
Did you say the victim was 70?
70.
70.
70 and
And-
44?
Yes. 70-year-old man,